Jake Paul has already responded to the latest news, while Conor McGregor has shut down rumors of a potential fight with Ilia Topuria. Interestingly, Topuria, who once dreamed of facing McGregor in the Octagon, now says he no longer wants the matchup. Meanwhile, the rivalry between Khabib Nurmagomedov and Merab Dvalishvili is intensifying, reaching a boiling point. In other news, Khabib Nurmagomedov has urged Dustin Poirier to retire immediately, though Islam Makhachev believes Poirier still has a few good fights left in him, especially after showing noticeable improvement in his wrestling. And finally, Tyson Fury has made a surprising revelation ahead of his long-awaited rematch with Alexander Usyk, one that's likely to leave his wife deeply disappointed.
How is this possible? How can Logan Paul compete against Conor McGregor in a boxing match? Logan Paul is a...
Let's jump right into it. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel, we'd really appreciate it. Conor McGregor has just revealed he's in early talks for an exhibition boxing match with Logan Paul, reportedly set to take place in India, and backed by none other than the Ambani family, one of the wealthiest and most influential families in the world. McGregor took to X, formerly Twitter, to deny rumors of a UFC return to face Ilia Topuria, stating clearly that the reports were false and that he's already in preliminary agreements with the Ambanis for the Logan fight. I have agreed, McGregor wrote, I will then seek my return to the Octagon. Topuria, who once expressed strong interest in sharing the cage with McGregor, has now completely distanced himself from the idea, going so far as to post, the rumors of a bout with McKicken are false. I don't fight, nor am I interested in fighting with a rapist, taking a personal and controversial jab at Conor. For those unfamiliar with the Ambani family, they started with just 500 rupees, about $5, and turned it into a business empire that revolutionized India's economy, expanding across petrochemicals, telecom, retail, and digital services. In short, they've got the kind of money that makes a spectacle like Conor versus Logan not only possible but potentially a record-breaking payday for both fighters. While some critics have questioned who would even watch this matchup, fights like these have proven again and again to draw massive attention. Just look at how many people tuned in for Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. That bout got a ton of hate too, but it ended up smashing viewership records. One fan on X, Prasid Nick, echoed the popular sentiment by asking, who will pay to watch them in India? A valid question considering the uncertainty of fan interest in that region. Others pointed out that Conor seems to have lost favor in the Saudi fight scene, suggesting this move to India could be a strategic pivot. Meanwhile, the combat sports Matrixer chimed in with insight, saying they don't doubt the Ambanis are genuinely interested in making this fight happen. They can afford McGregor, no question, but there's still the issue of the UFC's contractual grip on him. As Matrixer pointed out, the previously discussed exhibition between McGregor and Manny Pacquiao never came to life, and similar red tape could hold this Logan Paul fight back. Another fan criticized McGregor's unpredictability, saying he should stay off Twitter where he makes fight announcements one day, goes to jiu-jitsu class the next, and then does something completely different the day after, adding that people can't rely on him to follow through with anything anymore. Jake Paul has now responded, saying that McGregor's team has been pushing hard behind the scenes to get his promotional company MVP involved to negotiate the fight. Paul said publicly what they've apparently been telling Conor's camp privately. The only way Jake versus Conor can happen is if Dana White and the UFC are either directly involved or explicitly approve the matchup. Conor is washed, Jake added, he needs the polls. Logan wins however he wants. Whether or not this fight ever actually happens, just the rumor alone has already captured massive attention across combat sports media and social platforms. Now, shifting to the UFC, tensions are boiling over between Khabib Nurmagomedov and Merab Dvalishvili as they prepare for their highly anticipated clash at UFC 311 on January 18 in Los Angeles. Things escalated quickly when Merab said he would slap Khabib if he didn't receive an apology for some recent comments. Khabib, never one to back down, responded in an interview with the YouTube channel Usha, brushing off Merab's threats and adding more fuel to their heated rivalry.
Я вам честно говорю, он мне в лицо один это все не скажет. Там, где не будет никого, Там, где мы останемся с ним, не нужно будет сказать то, что вот он хочет вот эти оскорбления, не скажи нам. А когда ты это все говоришь, когда между нами охрана есть, да, это любой человек может. Это и женщина делает. Женщина тоже оскорбляет. Она знает, что ее нельзя бить, она знает, что у нее есть какие-то там... Она всегда, женщина, выступает с позиции слабой. И она вот, чтобы что-то сказать. Ну, он мне говорит о том, чтобы быть мужчиной, там, ты не мужчина, то просто сам вот проанализируй, вот как нормальный человек, проанализируй свое вот поведение. Вот ты говоришь, что для тебя пояс не важен, для тебя деньги не важны, для тебя бой не важен. Ты вот считаешь, что человек должен быть достойным. Окей. Но после этого ты говоришь, что ты со мной разберешься после боя. Для чего? Ну, значит, у тебя, получается, для тебя это важно? Если для тебя не важен бой, я здесь? Если у тебя есть какие-то оскорбления, что я тебе сказал, идем спроси. Если ты можешь что-то сделать, я же открыт разговор.
I think he's a genius in trying to create this fight, make it bigger by doing what he's doing. Because, you know, when you watch him do all those funny videos he does, they're pretty genius what he does. They're pretty genius. So is this a ploy for him to make this fight more interesting than the main event? Because it's getting more attention, for darn sure. So is this something he's doing to create more buzz, more pay-per-view dollars? I don't know. It could be. I don't know. I do know one thing. I will never believe that he's afraid.
This matchup is shaping up to be one of the most thrilling bantamweight clashes in recent memory, as Miro Dvalishvili's relentless pace and pressure collide with Khabib Nurmagomedov's elite grappling and undefeated record, making their January 18th showdown at UFC 311 a must-watch. With tensions already at a boiling point, the war of words will soon give way to action inside the Octagon. Meanwhile, Khabib Nurmagomedov has stirred controversy by publicly calling on Dustin Poirier to retire, stating that the former interim champ should have already walked away from the sport.
Poirier, I don't know why Poirier would fight, or why would they give him that fight, but, you know, maybe it's just because he's popular, but like he doesn't, like, it has to be Charles Oliveira.
I think Poirier can beat Chance. And I think Poirier have to start fighting. I think if it's Justin Gaethje, Khabib, Dustin Poirier, Tony Ferguson, this is old school, brother. Stop fighting to fight, brother.
As you know, just a few days ago, Dustin Poirier announced that he's ready for his final fight, calling it his last dance. Dana White has since confirmed that the UFC is actively working on setting up a farewell bout to give Poirier the proper send-off and chance to say goodbye to fans as he wraps up his storied career.
Have you guys planned something for Dustin? You have to reveal, obviously.
No, we're in the middle of talks for him with something that he wants to do for the end of his career.
However, Islam Makhachev told Daniel Cormier that Dustin Poirier has made significant improvements to his wrestling game, even admitting that Poirier gave him a lot of trouble during their fight.
When you got done with the Dustin Poirier fight and he was praised for doing so well, were you a little bit taken back by it? Because you ultimately won 4 rounds and then submitted him. But it's almost like he had won because he defended takedowns.
Yeah. Honestly, Dustin improved his wrestling game a lot because always you have the trouble with the wrestling fighters who have good skills, wrestling skills. That's why I think he did a good job in the camp. He improved his defense and he gave me a hard time.
It was hard?
Yes, it was hard, but it's a very good fight for the fans and a big experience for me also.
Yeah.
Tyson Fury has made a surprising revelation ahead of his highly anticipated rematch with Alexander Usyk, admitting that he hasn't spoken to his wife for 3 months as part of his intense preparation for the fight.
Afterward, Bilal Muhammad, who's had a heated rivalry with Covington, didn't hold back. In an interview with MMA Today, Muhammad offered a harsh critique, questioning if Covington can still compete at the top of the division.
It felt so good to just watch him bleed and it's suffer. I was just hoping that the doctor would let it go a little bit more, because now you open the door for Kobe to make excuses, right? And he's already coming out with excuses, but I'm like, bro, you're literally getting pieced up in every way you can get pieced up. Like, you're losing the grappling, you're losing the striking, you're losing the kickboxing. You even lost the walkout because you ripped your shirt before you even got out there. So you look stupid doing that. But yeah, I just think that once people realize that he's not what people thought he was, right? They put him on this pedestal of, oh man, he's a cardio king, he's this, he's that. Like these new athletes, these new guys now, where we're studying, we're seeing stuff. We're like, bro, hey, he's not throwing anything at you that should make you worry, right? He can throw his pity pat freaking punches, and then he takes his stupid shot, pushes the fence, and tries to take you down. But like, there's better athletes now. There's better guys, smarter guys now that are seeing all this stuff. And then I think now that one person like realized that, it's like, wait, this kid really does suck. He doesn't belong in the top 5 in the UFC. He like, I don't think he'll be anybody in the top 10 in the UFC. So I think that now he realized the game's passed him by, and he needs to figure out what's next, right? Maybe he'll have one big fight against somebody, maybe. But like, there's not a lot left.
With the rematch shaping up to be one of the most significant bouts in heavyweight boxing history, Tyson Fury's mental and physical limits are being pushed like never before. His decision to cut off communication with his wife for 3 months underscores the intensity of his training camp and the level of focus he's bringing to avenge his previous loss to Alexander Usyk.
You go to the gym, come back, you eat, you go back to your room, watch TV. I watched everything on the television that there is. And then, yeah, you go to the gym again.
And do you stay in contact with Paris and the kids? Or is it once a day, once a week? Do you have to be sort of quite strict about that?
I've not spoke to Paris for 3 months. Not a word. Not spoke to anyone, not been on my phone. I've been away from it all.
And is that something you've worked out over the years that works for you?
No, I just wanted to give myself the best opportunity I can. And I don't want to keep dividing modes from beast mode to dad mode, wife mode, all that sort of stuff. So I've not spoke to anyone on the phone, and that's it.
Don't be afraid. I will not leave you alone.
I'm very afraid.
With his titles on the line, Fury is leaving absolutely nothing to chance, fully aware of the threat Usyk poses. These extreme measures reflect just how seriously he's taking this fight and how determined he is to emerge victorious. As the boxing world looks on, anticipation continues to build, because for the Gypsy King, the stakes couldn't be higher in his quest to reclaim dominance in the division.
Hey, my friend Greedy Belly, continue training. I'm Rez, brother. I know. You hard work. It's good. Appreciate it. Thank you so much, Greedy Belly. You my friend. You are my friend.
Doing a nice little run. Run the prom. Run the front. Taking it very slow. I'm very heavy. But still, I've done it to myself. So, I have to do it to myself and get it off by myself.
That's all for today. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Your support means a lot to us.